Never think I have abandoned you. When the sun shines on you, it is my smile. When you hear the breeze stir through the apple blossoms, it is my whisper that I love you. My love is yours forever. A wise ruler takes advice, but should never be seen to take it. Let them think you know more than you do. It will not harm them, and it will help you. If you sit and wish for what you want, you may not see it this side of the grave. I will keep you and hold you, succor you and tend you, protect and shelter you for all the days of my life. I am yours always and forever. Thus is our treaty written, thus is agreement made. Thought is the arrow of time, memory never fades. What has been asked is given, the price is paid. The shadow shall rise across the world, and darken every land, even to the smallest corner, and there shall be neither light nor safety. And he who shall be born of the dawn, born of the maiden, according to prophecy, he shall stretch forth his hand to catch the shadow, and the world shall scream in the pain of salvation. All glory be to the Creator, and to the light, and to he who shall be born again. May the light save us from him. Hey everyone, so we're going to talk about The Shadow Rising here. Finally getting this done. I've kind of been putting it off because I was trying to film my ending to the Wheel of Time and all of that stuff, and I wanted to finish the series, and I did that. I finished the series, so now we get to talk about where TJ's at instead of where I'm at, because now I'm done. So that's pretty exciting. So here is the bet number 4, which is The Shadow Rising. We'll start with TJ's thoughts here, and I'll start with TJ's positives. He really liked this one. I believe he ranked it as 3rd, maybe 2nd. I think it was kind of battling out there. He said he thought there were no slow parts, which I agree. I think this is a very action-packed book without slow parts. The beginning was epic, with Lanfear being an amazing protagonist, he said. With the stone, everything with the stone and everything with, of course, the stuff with Rand's madness being a little creepy, but he really, really liked it. He's curious how fast the madness will progress and how much time Rand actually has. So we'll see what he thinks about that in the future. He really likes that the girls actually accomplished something and that they didn't have to be rescued in this one, which I agree is a really, really huge plus. They actually do stuff. And he loved the ending with Moghedien and Nynaeve, and that battle was just simply epic, he said. All of Matt's stuff, he was a hoot. He really liked all the Fox people, and Matt's misunderstandings were really, really funny. So, he really liked all the Matt stuff. Of course, Mom's favorite character is Matt, so she's obsessed with that. He really liked seeing Rand start to take charge, but we'll talk about more of the Rand stuff later. He loved Rand and Lan's mentorship kind of relationship. Kind of turning to Perrin, the beginning stuff obviously will be in the negative like everyone's is, but once they got to the 2 rivers, he started to really like Perrin and Perrin's story, and he really appreciated how well his reaction to his family's death was written. So he really liked that part, and his romance turns good later in the book. So that was all of TJ's thoughts. My thoughts on this book: I think it's an amazing book. I love this book so much. It's in my top 5. I can't really remember right now where it lands, but it is a fantastic book, and I really don't have a lot of negatives to say about it. I'm actually about to start my reread. As soon as I finished A Memory of Light, I started rereading from the beginning, and so now I'm done with the first 3, and I just started today The Shadow Rising. So I'm very excited about that, and this is one of my favorites. So I'm very excited to reread or re-listen to all of the IEL stuff that I love, and the glass column things, and Perrin's epic battle in the Two Rivers. So it's gonna be great. Next is TJ's negatives of this book. It wasn't too bad, obviously, and I think everyone agrees on this. The beginning with Fael is terrible in this book. Just the fact that he tricks Loyal, or she tricks Loyal, but specifically TJ's biggest thing was that they are physically hitting each other back and forth, both sides. He really hated that. And Tom not communicating is kind of a constant frustration for him, and all of that. Then the girls, he said most of it he loved, but the fact that they didn't recognize Egionen's accent, he really disliked, and it kind of pulled him out a little. But we kind of discussed it, and maybe she was like starting to learn the accent of the Randland, so maybe that's a way to explain it. But that kind of pulled him out of it a little. And just Tom and Elaine's kind of awkward thing. I think that's a pretty common complaint about this book, is that awkwardness between Tom and Elaine in this book. And then later, Rand just holding back all of his secrets was really frustrating to TJ during his read through, his first time reading this book. And it stressed him out that he didn't understand what Rand was doing. And he was also confused by his dynamics with Avienda, because Avienda, he already has the other two girls in this book, so it's very confusing that way. All right, next we're going to turn to his predictions, which is super exciting. My favorite part of doing this, The Bet video, is hearing his thoughts throughout all the books. He does text us. We have a text chat. So throughout, while he's reading, he gives us his predictions. So I write those down. And also just we talk through them when we have the big overall recap video. Comment below if you want to see the whole video of us talking. I would have to blur out my mom's face, but I think that would be really fun to do, but we'll see. So TJ's predictions here. Let's see, that Matt might be counted as having died and risen again with the hanging. That there will be problems with the girls learning more about the power because the tower fell in this book. That there's going to be a parallel Aes Sedai group, so there'll be the tower and a parallel Aes Sedai group that will help the three girls. That Elida and Pat and Fane will have problems with each other. That Morghese will be against Perrin and the Two Rivers. Nynaeve, oh, this is my favorite. Nynaeve is the key of the three girls, and she'll be paired with Rand in the last battle, was his prediction. But he also predicted that Egwene is starting to kind of turn against Rand, and that she's starting to not trust Rand as much. So his prediction that Egwene is going to be a problem later. He's still on this one even further in, that Nynaeve's gonna unstill someone. That's how he put it. And that some people will die, but not like in Game of Thrones. Like, not everyone will die, but some people will die. So those are TJ's predictions for Shadow Rising. The Shadow Rising. I want to make sure that I'm saying it correctly. All right, so that is the end of the non-spoiler section. So let's go ahead and put a big spoiler warning here. If you are reading the books for the first time, if you have read anywhere close to the Shadow Rising, I think I might still, yeah, so please don't watch this if you're a new reader, okay? So my biggest thing was how many predictions TJ's been getting right. It is absolutely insane that, I mean, the one with Nynaeve unstilling someone, that's like pretty, I feel like that's hinted at, but some of the other ones, are not hinted at, so that's pretty crazy that he's predicted everything. I'm really enjoying his prediction, especially now that I'm done. It's so weird to think that I'm done and I can't predict things anymore, because I think I mentioned some of my predictions and everything. In fact, I'm gonna grab my computer while I'm talking here and like read my predictions. I don't think I had as many predictions for this one as I did for the Fires of Heaven is when I really started. Okay, let's see if I can pull up the predictions here. Yeah, it's the biggest one for me was that he said Nynaeve's gonna be with Rand in the last battle. That's so crazy that he predicted that. What did I say? Oh, my prediction for Shadow Rising was kind of both Shadow Rising and the Dragon Reborn, was that Perrin will go mad if he keeps pushing the wolves out. If he accepts the wolves, then he has control. So that was my prediction for Perrin, and that was the Shadow Rising. So this is the last book. I made this document of predictions during or at the end of Fires of Heaven. So starting next book, I will have a whole list of predictions when I was a first-time reader, which is going to be so much fun. Another couple of thoughts about this book from me and my mom, who are now finished readers, my mom being much more experienced than me. The Bubble of Evils were really, really exciting, continue throughout the entire series, and are quite confusing throughout the entire series. She also really liked that this was the beginning of Rand and Elaine's relationship, not just Rand and Avienda's relationship, but Elaine kind of starts here too. And this gives a little bit more depth to when they get together later, but obviously it's Robert Jordan. It's not as much depth as we would have liked, but it does give some kind of context to why they care for each other later. The glass columns. Obviously, me and my mom are going to nerd out about how epic the glass columns are. I think as a first-time reader, it's just like, oh, that's really cool. That's great writing. But as someone who has been through the whole series and have also seen Avienda's trip through the glass columns, it's crazy to watch and reread the glass columns now. And also just knowing the depth of this world and the amazing lore and everything, and just it's so amazing. I can't wait to listen to it again. I have reread Dragon Reborn. It was just a very long time ago. Just all of Matt is amazing. I love he was reading this and Fires of Heaven while I was reading Towers of Midnight, which was the most amazing epic thing ever, that he was with snakes and foxes and I was with snakes and foxes. That was just like the most crazy coincidence ever, that we were both with snakes and foxes, just at different parts of the series. So that was so cool, and I really loved listening to him talking about it and remembering details that I forgot, for me preparing to go back into the Finn world. And the same thing with Perrin. I'm forgetting like origins from his beginnings while I was reading Towers of Midnight, which is also obviously very important in Towers of Midnight. So it was just amazing to hear his thoughts while things were going on with me. So the Battle of the Two Rivers, or the Battle of Emond's Field, was just so amazing, epic. I love, someone has a video of it like animated, and I loved rewatching that. Really cool. Mom added not just Lan and Rand have a mentorship, but Ruark is starting to be really important in Rand's life, and I love that because he's very important all the way till the end of the book, and he's just a really cool character. I really liked meeting him in The Dragon Reborn when I was re-listening to it, because I forgot that he was in The Dragon Reborn, so that's really cool. Tanchico storyline's not exactly my mom's favorite. She doesn't really like the trio of girls until later, but the end is obviously epic. So cool with Nynaeve and everything. So yeah, it's just an amazing book, and it's one of the best. This is the book that I say if it hasn't shown you how special Wheel of Time is, this is the book that, like, you get it. You see how huge the world is. You realize how in depth Robert Jordan made all this culture and this entire huge, ginormous world. And yeah, I loved it so much. It has some sci-fi elements, which is really, really cool. I do like sci-fi in some respects. So yeah, that was just, it's just an amazing book. So that's The Shadow Rising. I'll post Fires of Heaven hopefully soon. I won't do as many big, huge gaps because TJ is in Lord of Chaos right now. So he's a whole 2 books ahead of me. So I need to finish the Fires of Heaven video before TJ's in finish Lord of Chaos. So next time I'll have a huge his prediction list and also my prediction list, which is really exciting. All right, well, have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.